Time for Business Lunch with Lindie, and this program brought to you by courtesy of Venture Workspace at the Sanctuary in Somerset West, your local co-working office space offering hot desking, virtual offices, meeting rooms and fully serviced offices. Venture Workspace helps your business grow with the flexibility and affordability you need. Always on internet access and reception support allows you to communicate your business matters effectively and efficiently. For more information, contact 021 035 1400 or visit www.ventureworkspace.co.za. En ek kan nie wag nie as sy in die ateljee kom en sy het al die gaste hier, dan kan ek nie wag om te hoor wat hulle praat nie. Lindie, gaan dit goed?
Dit gaan uitstekend, dankie, en dit reën so lekker, so geen klagtes.
Heerlik, lekker om jou hier te hê, en jy het ook jou gas vandag. Stel ons bietjie voor, vertel ons wie hy is en wat hy doen.
Ja, ek is verskriklik opgewonde vandag in die ateljee. Harry Welby-Cook. Harry, a big welcome. For those that don't know Harry, I'm definitely part of his fan club, but he was the founder ML of ActionCOACH South Africa now 16 years ago, 2007. Just a little bit of a wrap down on Harry. He was the national president of Comensa, that's for coaches and mentors, in 2012, 2013. He's an active supporter for Reach for a Dream Foundation. A percentage of sales he supports needy children. He campaigns Everyone Employ One, and we'll talk about that. And then dad of 3 motorcyclists, petrol head. What else? Harry grows 18 varieties of chilies. But Christy, I've got to say, Harry must be one of the people that's got the biggest heart and passion for our country. He loves our country. And that's the golden thread. So welcome, Harry. I'm so glad to be chatting to you.
Thanks, Lindie. Great to be here, and thanks, Christy.
So to kick us off, 16 years ago, the decision to leave corporate and do this crazy thing like buy a master licensee from ActionCOACH Global. What was that decision about? And maybe just a little bit of the thinking at that stage.
Maybe a bit of madness, I think, Lindie. So I'd actually made the corporate leap the year before, and after many years in one of the big 4 commercial banks, got to the point where I thought, well, tired of this, working for somebody else. Always wanted to run my own business. Didn't find what I wanted to do, and like most corporate refugees running away, I printed a business card called consultant, which is what I did for a while.
That's all most of us start, eh?
That's where most people start. And yeah, the consulting game was frustrating, and I was still looking for something else. And I responded to an advert probably double the size of a business card, and it said, "Are you passionate about business and helping others?" And that really sparked it. And 16 years later, it's literally 2 weeks from today, brought the business to South Africa, launched it. And I think, 16 years later, that's still what we do every single day. We've got a passion for business, but business are run by people, and we've got a passion for helping people run those businesses. So it feels like 5 minutes in some days, and it feels like 150 years in others. But the normal entrepreneurial rollercoaster journey, but don't regret it one minute.
So the whole concept, I mean, it's ActionCOACH SA run, and it's a franchise model, right? So maybe just a little bit about the opportunity around ActionCOACH. So what is a business coach? And I mean, what is it that you do? And what are these mad, wonderful, passionate coaches? What are they involved in on a daily basis? I mean, just maybe a little bit of background on that.
So whilst we're 16 years old this year, the global company actually turns 30. So in August, we'll be off to Phuket to celebrate our 30th global anniversary. And that was part of the attraction, bringing the business to South Africa in the first place, is that it's locally relevant, because every single one of our coaches run their own business. They are South African. They've got a lot of experience. They suffer load shedding with you out there. They suffer water shortages. So we really have a local knowledge and understanding, but with global backing, global best practices, global IP, all the rest of it. So that was part of the attraction. And I think when 16 years ago, people hadn't even heard the term business coach. People now at least have heard the term business coach, and then when you ask them what it is that a business coach does, they say, well, got no idea. So if we really want to just simplify it, we make you money. We make you money.
Bottom
line, that, we do it in a range of different ways. But I always use Elon Musk as an example. Great to claim him as a South African, does some phenomenal things as an entrepreneur. But him and Jeff Bezos are in a billionaire's race to send people to Mars. Fabulous. That's fantastic. Yet in 2023, whilst trying to send people to Mars, we still don't anywhere in the world teach people how to run a business. And like it or not, business is the only thing that makes the world go round.
It does.
It's not the politicians. It's not anything other than business. So how is it that something that is so critical for people's livelihoods, we don't teach? And people say, you can go do an MBA and you can do entrepreneurship. Yes, theory. But run a business, and most people try and wing it. They figure out on the fly. They've got the technical skills to develop the product or the service, but actually running the business, they've got no idea. And that's where we then come in and make you and your business a high-performing entity that's profitable, sustainable, and ultimately will work without you.
I definitely would like to ask you later on in the interview of some examples of how that actually worked, some success stories of some of the coaches you work with. So anyone out there that thinks, hey, I love business, I love the idea of helping other businesses thrive or business owners thrive, I want to become a coach. So, and then they've got to get hold of you, of course. And then what would be the process to be considered joining ActionCOACH as a coach? I mean, how does this happen?
Yeah, well, it's quite an in-depth process. There's three main categories that we look at. So, we're obviously going to look at your experience. This is not something, sadly, for somebody in the early 20s, fresh out of varsity. We look at your experience, and the better the business experience, the better. Not necessarily always entrepreneurial experience, but corporate experience or the blend between the two.
You've got to have worn the T-shirt,
You
right?
must have walked the talk
and
have the scars to prove it.
And the scars, I like that.
Scars.
Maybe some less hair as well, I suppose.
Yeah, so, it is sometimes the grey hair, no hair club, sometimes also referred to. But so the experience is one. Obviously look at your background, your education, things like that. But then it's really also the third element is the personality. You must really have the desire to make an impact, to make a difference, and to see other people succeed. Because, yes, it's probably the most rewarding business on the planet, much more than other things that we can reference, but it's other people's success. It's their business, and you must enjoy seeing them succeed.
Lovely. When we come back, I'd like to just talk a little bit more about if you do want to coach, how do you go about choosing the right coach? So we'll be back just now.
We're busy with our business lunch with Lindie Malan. Lindie, I can't wait to hear what you've got to ask him.
So, Harry, listeners out there thinking, this sounds fantastic. I would want a business coach. Why haven't I thought about it? So these options, I mean, I've heard of a smile coach the other day. I've heard of an attitude coach. I mean, all sorts of coaches out there. But what is the things I need to consider as a business owner? What am I looking for in a coach?
Yeah, I had that when I was president of Commence too. Laughter coaches, confidence coaches, networking coaches.
Joy coaches.
And I think it's something that's become more popular. Here's the reality. We walk around with a little box called a smartphone in our pocket that has the answers to everything the world knows.
And you always say, there's nothing new on earth,
There's nothing new. So you can go Google it, and if you're a bit lazy, you can watch a YouTube video. So why are we all not billionaire, Ironmen, supermodel philanthropists?
Good question.
Because the information's for free. And the reality is, business is pretty much like the weather today in the Helderberg. It's up and down. Just when you think it's raining, then the sun breaks through. Just when you think the sun's shining, then the rain comes again. And it's all over the place. And nobody can do this on their own. Nobody. So if we know the concept of coaching, athletes will, from amateur to professional level, have multiple coaches at a time. The sport doesn't change. They play often once a week and prepare all week. My 14-year-old son does camera analysis and practices 4 days a week for 1 day a week match. We don't have that luxury in business. So when you look at your business, why would you need a coach? Simple. where you are is not where you want to be. If you're exactly where you want to be, you've achieved everything you've set out in life, your business is doing exactly what you want it to do, then you don't need a coach. It's as simple as that. Then don't phone us. But if where you are is not where you want to be, and you want more from life, from your business, that's when you need a coach to help you bridge that gap. And then when you're looking, obviously I'll be cheeky and say, don't get a business coach, get an action coach. But you have to sit with the person and relate to the person. It's that person and that relationship that's critical, because they will be hopefully your unreasonable friend. They'll support you, they'll give you tissues when you need to cry, and they'll give you a good kick up the butt if you need that too. So that relationship is key. And then I think everything I spoke about just before the break, you want to test their level of experience, education, passion, heart, and if that mix is good, then you found yourself a right coach.
Yeah, and like we always say, if the decision is a little bit scary, you are on the right track.
Absolutely.
And I remember one of my paying coaching clients said to me one day, you know what, he had this breakthrough idea from coaching, and he said, to think that I'm paying you and it's actually so simple, I could have thought of it myself, and yet here we are. So yeah, all sorts of dynamics that feeds into that relationship. I do want to put you on the spot, and I mean, with almost 40 coaches last 16 years, there must be one or two standout success stories of what coaches meant for a person turning a life around, maybe even saving a life.
Well, even saving a life, there's literally thousands. I think we've done everything from save marriages, fix people's...
Destroy marriages even.
Had to fire wives, had to fire husbands from businesses, had to fire brothers, sons, fathers, wives. So we've seen a lot of transformation on the human side. Business is the number one stress point of your life. You fix the business, you fix your health. You fix the business, you fix your relationship. So there's been a lot of those. And there has literally been a few where people's lives have been saved. They were such in a dark place that fixing the business got them out of that. And I won't go into all the specifics of that. But I think on the business side, people have realized dreams. They've taken holidays that they didn't know they could. They've bought their dream houses. They've sold businesses and got out of businesses that they hated and started doing things they loved. They often fall back in love with their business, because when you're hurtful, and I hope we can say that on the radio.
There's no English word for
hurtful. Fed up just doesn't do it. But when you're hurtful of your business and you're burnt out and you've had enough, sometimes you need that outside perspective to fall back in love with it. And just one story. It's actually a client from KZN. He's become a good friend of the coach and of us as an organization. But he'd run a very successful business. They were doing well over 100 million rand in turnover and just making no profit. And by the coach coming in and providing an outside pair of eyes, they did 26,000% growth in profit in the first year.
That's a lot of zeros.
Yes, off a small base profit-wise, sure, but still a big business.
Huge growth.
They then did about 1,600% and then 300%, and then it started to get to normal numbers. But besides the business growth, he's bought his dream house for his wife. His whole team does CrossFit together. They're fit as a fiddle. The team and the staff go away on breakaways. They sponsor the staff's kids for bursaries, and he stops smoking and he plays tennis and he goes on holidays, and those are the things that really make this business worthwhile.
Yeah, and I think like we always say, your business should give you more life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks, Christy. We'll be back with another couple of questions for Harry.
We're busy with Business Lunch with Lindie Malan, and she's chatting to Harry Welby-Cook. Lindie?
So the reality is a challenge. Disruption all over. I don't even want to go towards the discussion around load shedding, water shortages. The reality of what it means to be in business today, not just in South Africa, but really on a global scale. So I often wonder, Harry, is it still worth it? Why could we survive being in business? And, what do we say to business owners out there that's punch drunk, fatigue, burnout, gatvol?
Well, last night I was in Stellenbosch watching the sun go down, drinking some good South African wine, and why would you not stay? But I'm the most proudly South African person I know, and it's easy for me to say that because I'm part of a global organization. I get to see what happens in the rest of the world. I've got a brother that's now an American citizen officially. I've got another one that lives in the UK. So I talk from experience, and even for me. Politicians make it really hard for us.
Don't they just?
You got such a barrage of stuff coming at you, and it is harder to do business here. Make no mistake, it's not easy in the rest of the world, but we have our unique challenges, which if you're listening, you're probably going, you have many moments going, is it even worth it? And I think that's normal to feel that way. But here is the reality. There is no knight in shining armor that's going to fly in on a unicorn and change your life for you. Only you can. And I think as depressing as that reality maybe is, that's the beauty of it. When you're a business owner, you have the power to change your reality. And if you fix the business, you fix everything. So we still live in an amazing country. We still have so many great things going for us. We still got so many opportunities, and I think if it goes well here, you'll make more money here than you will anywhere else. There is still less competition. It is still cheaper. So we must have the perspective. Would you rather have been in America when Trump was your president, or dear old Boris? And let's not worry about what the politicians are or aren't doing. Let's wake up every morning and worry about what I'm doing. And focus on that, and that's what's going to get you to where you want to be, not reading the news and social media and listening to your friends. And maybe you need to get some new family too, because they can also be depressing sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and it's true, and I think we've all heard the saying, if it was easy, everyone would have done it, right?
Exactly.
So looking at what is the ask of entrepreneurs today to be successful? What do you think? When you look at a successful entrepreneur, what are some of the qualities that's got to be in the recipe to make it, despite everything that counts against us now?
Well,
again, a broad question, surely.
But I think I had a conversation the other day with a new graduate, and he was saying, he's very much geared towards working smart and not hard. And I said, good luck with that one. You first work hard. Yes, very much. And when you run out of time and your body's about to give in and your family's about to leave you, then you get smart. It starts with hard work. Nobody has ever said and achieved anything great by saying, I worked smart. You work hard. That's part and parcel of how it is. But you don't work hard running into the same brick wall every day. There is a difference. So working hard, I think, is critical. But you have to be passionate about what you do. If you're not passionate about what you do, then you have to either find the passion again and reignite the passion, or do something else. Because as an entrepreneur, you earn the right to have bigger problems when you get successful. You don't earn the right to have no problems. You earn the right to have bigger problems. Because as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that's what you do. You solve problems. And when you're good at solving problems at a certain size, you get new ones. So on that roller coaster, if you're not passionate, you're going to burn out. You're going to hate it. Understand that that's normal. But then also you have to look at things that feed your energy. You're giving energy all day to everybody, your staff, your suppliers, the taxman, the accountant. Where do you get your recharge? And whether that's hobbies, activities, gym, reading, walking on the beach, spending time, playing with your dog, it doesn't matter, whatever works for you. You have to have that place to recharge. So put the hard work, put the passion, and put the recharge together, and then this is a very exciting, very rewarding journey. And doesn't mean it's easy, but it is actually pretty simple if you do it right.
Stick to the basics, I'm sure, right? I'm sitting listening to you, and I go, even just listening to you, I'm all excited to again give it another bash. But the one word that also, I think, the one quality that's called for is courage, right? The ability to take it on the chin, to almost, what did Louis van Venture say? Ek is 'n bietjie harde kop, I'm just not going to give in, because that is the reality. You get knocked down how many times? You've got to find the courage and the resilience to get up and just face another day, right?
Well, that word resilience. So I was asked this question a little while ago. What is, if you have to break it down to one quality of an entrepreneur, what's the most important? It's that word resilience.
I agree.
How you will have to bounce back multiple times, but how quickly you bounce back and with still the maximum amount of energy is what's going to make you successful or not. The resilience is critical.
So we're almost at the end, and how quickly has it gone? Any final parting words around your dream for, I don't know, Western Cape and South Africa? I mean, what's keeping you going?
Well, I think one thing that surprises me is how people in the Western Cape don't know how sport they are. Travel a bit around the country and then you see how sport we are in the Western Cape. But I am proudly South African, and I want to make sure that more South Africans choose to live here. Because, you know, when I ride motorbikes with a lot of people from Europe and America and Australia that choose to live here. Yet when I speak to the average South African, all they do is complain. So my view is leave the politicians. You know, they're never going to come right. And I know never's a long time. They are never going to come right.
No, reality.
Build a business that you can be proud of. Because business will ensure a better tomorrow and nothing else. It's as simple as that. And if you do get a little down and depressed, then phone your family and friends overseas and ask them what they had for supper last night and what crappy wine they're drinking and how they're living in a tiny little box and how they never see the sun and how cold it is, and appreciate what we've got. Because there is enough little things in South Africa will give us a lot of upside. And I can't remember who the economist was, a British economist, even before COVID, and he was talking and being interviewed, and he said the problem with the first world is no matter what happens, there's very little upside. The beauty about South Africa is with little adjustments, there is only upside. And I think we must remember that. Don't ignore the issues. We have them, but we still have a lot to be grateful for, and go build a business you can be proud of. And dare I say, you won't do it on your own. So best to get hold of Lindie, get hold of one of our action coaches or any other coach out there. Have somebody in your corner. Why are you trying to do this on your own? Don't be stupid.
Yeah, and then finally, for anyone out there that can get excited about becoming a coach and joining our band of amazing people, just reach out to myself or Harry Welby-Cook. There's always space for another passionate human being. Thank you so much, Harry. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, Christy. And next time, holiday next Thursday, so I won't be in the studio. I don't know where you're going to be. You'll have to live without me, unfortunately. But back the following Thursday, and I've invited one of my clients to tell a little bit about his amazing success story. So thank you so much, Christy and Helderberg Radio.
Only a pleasure. Can't wait for Thursday in 2 weeks. Also, Harry Welby-Cook, baie dankie dat jy ingekom het, en interessant, ek moet sê, ek leer so baie elke keer as sy inkom, Lindie. Ek voel ook wel al 'n besigheid begin, sodat sy nou al nie met almal praat.
Nee, dis goed so. Baie dankie, Christy.
Baie dankie, lekker dag vir julle.
Dankie.
This program, Business Lunch with Lindie, brought to you courtesy of Venture Workspace at the Sanctuary in Somerset West, your local co-working office space offering hot desking, virtual offices, meeting rooms and fully serviced offices. Venture Workspace helps your business grow with the flexibility and affordability you need. Always on internet access and reception support allows you to communicate your business matters effectively and efficiently. For more information, contact 021 035 1400 or visit www.ventureworkspace.co.za.